October 14th at 2 p.m. This is the monthly meeting of the Public Art Committee. We are meeting in the second floor media room of City Hall. My name is Joan Jennings. I'm the chair. I would like to call the meeting to order. Megan, well, first I'd like to introduce Carrie Rupp-Calvis, who's our library director, who's sitting in for Diane Wood today. Diane is indisposed, so Carrie's stepping into her shoes. Megan, can you call the roll, please?
I just want to say, at the top of the agenda, it does say Wednesday, October 14th. It's the 12th today.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's the only thing.
October 12th,
October 12th.
okay.
Mr. Jones,
Here.
Mr. Stackhouse,
Here.
Mr. Meals,
Here.
Mr. Toth,
Here.
Ms. Rupp-Calvis,
Here.
Chair Jennings.
Here. Lucianne Robinson and Beva Christopoulos have excused absences. Sadly, neither Lucianne nor Bill Meals is choosing to stay on for an additional term, so it'll be Bill's last meeting. Bill, thank you for your service for these many years, and you've made a lot of great contributions. And I think both Lucianne and Bill have cited, just a lot of personal work and, personal conflicts, that just put too much demands on their time. So it's with regret that I, will not be seeing them renew their terms. That leaves two vacancies on the committee, which will be filled by the Board of Commissioners. And if you know anyone with appropriate credentials, please encourage them to submit an application to the city clerk's office as soon as possible. Okay? We have no guests today. I presume that we've all read the meetings, the minutes of the meeting from September 10th, and I'd like a motion to approve.
So moved.
Do I get a second?
Second.
Bill? Any discussion, comments, corrections?
No.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? September 10th minutes are accepted as submitted. Old business, current project updates, the Black Heritage Project. Yes,
August 10th.
September
September
14th.
September, actually, September 14th, wasn't it?
September 14th.
September 14th.
The meeting before that was August 10th.
sorry.
Right.
Okay, so we
Oh,
have
it's
two
October
date,
already. Yes.
surprise.
Sorry, September 14th, not September 10th.
Okay. Is there a printout of the email from Steve Oliver?
I'm sorry, I did not see it.
Okay, I'll read it from my phone.
My apologies.
We're off to a rousing start. Okay. All right. Okay, this was an email to me dated October 11th from Stephen Oliver. A check for the first installment was cut on 9/21 by the city of Tarpon Springs and received on 9/27. I have opened a special account for these funds to silo them off specifically for the project. I plan on making material purchases by transferring cash out or using an associated credit card so that the account info is not shared. Site and technical considerations. I've been thinking ahead about installation so that it can better inform final design and prefabrication. I think that the basic armatures of both sculptures can be put in place with formwork for poured concrete footings/plinths. This will enable more accuracy and alignment since each sculpture has several connections to the ground versus a single platform. In the case of the sponge dock sculpture, there will be a two-stage footing/base where initial deeper portions are poured. I had been debating design of the base portions, close parens. The second stage will use a stainless steel band that serves as an attachment point for the sculpture and also forms a base that is filled with concrete and bolted to the lower footing. This will enable me to incorporate internal uplighting within the 2 pillars of the gateway. I have found stainless steel LED lights and now trying to find the best light sensor so they only turn on at night. Marine hardware catalogs have extremely weather-resistant options. At the Union Academy site, the basic armature could be installed with 1-stage footings, then clad afterwards with additional structure, and finally the resin panels. The only exception would be the bollards. I will build forms for the bollards that taper, allowing them to have a little resemblance to the existing lamppost. I also realized that pouring these in concrete could allow me to incorporate lighting to illuminate the sculpture. Again, LED lighting would be the most cost-effective lighting here to keep utilities low. Fixtures that don't need bulb change but could be entirely replaced if necessary. I would engage an electrician to help make the connection to the existing lamppost. A security camera is also best placed higher on the same lamppost. I will arrange to talk to the folks at CAP as soon as I return to Florida. They are aware of me from numerous site visits, but need to be brought up to date on the project and engaged about the security camera, as they may or may not have an existing system in place. There are options. I just want to find the one that also works best for them. I think the sculpture can be an exciting addition to their location and offer education/inspiration for the young people they serve. The above aspects of construction will be incorporated into a work plan that involves site work and some flexibility. Refining the armature design/dimensions will inform the process of making the finished resin panels, even as their graphic content gets refined over the coming months. I'm looking onward and upward to this project's next stages. Does anyone have any comments or questions about the update from Stephen? Bill, nothing? Graham?
No,
Robert?
that's fine.
Okay. Well, we'll accept his email as submitted. Graham, illuminated art boxes.
Yes. Well, we had lots of submissions. We had 57, I believe, artists and about 160 images in total submitted. And I compiled them and put them together into these thumbnails as Diane requested. And she sent them out to everybody. And I guess you've all had a chance to look at them and try and decide. The numbering scheme was supposed to have been explained, and the restrictions that had been imposed previously were supposed to have been explained in the request for votes, but I don't believe they were. The numbering system was that the numerical part was an artist number, and the alphabetic part was the image that they submitted. So, for instance, artist number 52 was lettered A through F for the 6 images that artist number 52 submitted. And the restriction was that we're only supposed to pick 1 image for an artist. So, you know, with that not being explained, it makes a whole hill of beans difference, doesn't it?
I did picked.
Yeah, I think I tried to do that. I kind of was aware that we were trying to, limit the number of actual artists to give, a wider representation. But,
I thought we had a limit of it, what people could enter.
it wasn't made clear when the call went out.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah.
once people started sending things in, it was too late.
I think the second one in was 12 images. And that was when I threw my hands up and I said, hey, how many are we supposed to get?
Yeah.
And it turned out to be as many as they want to send.
Yeah, I just went through the picture sheet,
Yeah.
chose what I wanted, or chose what I could.
Now, the next question is, do we want to rethink this? This is a selection process, and I guess was also unclear to Nick that he also had a vote since he's an alternate. I mean, a selection process like this is different from, action item vote. So, if we do decide to rethink the selections, we could do that if we do it quickly. And I believe that, just an email, recalculation of this would be all we need. I don't think we'd have to discuss this again at a meeting, because I really want to get these images selected and to the printer so they could be applied to the vinyl and up for the season. So.
Yeah. I just did a quick analysis of the compiled votes, which is something that Diane did. Just a list of all of the ones that had been voted more than once. And there are 39 artists. So if as a secondary round, we went through and where in the compiled list it says, for instance, 2A and 2D, we selected either A or D for artist number 2.
Okay,
And all the way on, so on down, with the proviso that 41A and 42B are really the same artist. And even though it says 42A in the list, it really means 42B.
Okay.
Because 41 and 42 are the same person, and that was my screw-up, and I apologize for that.
shall be beaten.
And thank you. And then that would end up with 39 images, and then we'd have just one more to select
Okay,
from an artist that wasn't included in the list.
okay, so we've got, let's see.
Is that
one-
too complicated? or-
No. 2, 3. Whoa, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 16.
Yeah,
So do you
16.
think we can do this now, or, yeah, 54 was also,
Yeah, I don't, it's up to you.
Can I ask another question?
certainly, Robert.
I noticed Phoebe here only answered 5, only picked 5. And I was thinking of that going through. Am I going to be able to pick 40?
It was difficult,
Yes.
yeah, it was challenging.
Yeah.
It
and-
was.
Yeah, it was very challenging to do it. And, so it doesn't, I mean, we can't do something like that because we'd have empty boxes.
Right.
But, do we have to hit the 40 count? We really do, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Unless we choose to leave a couple up, that would be the other
But
alternative.
then we'd have to choose which ones to leave
Leave
out.
up. Exactly.
Are these double side, so it's a different image
Yes,
on each
yes.
side?
20,
Right, each
20
box-
boxes, 2 sides.
Okay.
Right. Bill?
You could intermingle or, public art message in some of those signs if you wanted to leave some that didn't have an artist in. It's a nice opportunity to kind of highlight the committee and our activities. So it's just a thought too.
Right, there is that,
After selecting 39 artists, we'd only have one,
Yeah.
Blank.
One open.
so.
right. We already have, when I originally, when I got the first prototype for this, I wasn't thinking clearly for a change. And I ordered a 20 by 30 inch, and that is right near the sponge diver statue, and it does have
I
the
know
logo.
that
and
one's in
yeah.
there. But if
So if you
had a-
wanna add
if you
another
had a s-
one-
Right, but if you had
Right.
a space and you didn't know what to do with it, it's
Right.
potential.
So, well, the biggest issue is 16, because that's 6, and 54 is 4 images. So, if I might make a suggestion, why don't we go through the rest of the agenda and then revisit this at the end and see how everybody feels about it? really want to get to the business at hand, and we can come back to this.
Sure.
If all else fails, we could still do it by email. Okay. The Riverside Field Mural Project, we only received one proposal, and it's attached. I don't think it was met with raving enthusiasm. And Bill, this was your baby, and I know you're leaving, but do you feel that we should extend the deadline on this, or?
Yeah, wasn't it November?
Right.
Was it November 1st?
Yes.
Yeah, it's still, yeah, so we still have
Okay,
2 weeks, but maybe you want to extend it even to December 1st, and
okay, yeah,
Because-
why don't,
this is bright, but probably not.
okay.
Diane also said that if the design appeals to you, but the colors do not, she can reach out to the artist to make a suggestion.
That would be a good idea, but I think we should still keep the call out, and maybe extend the deadline to December 1st, give it an extra month.
Captured the soccer and the tennis,
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's,
just very bright.
yeah. Yeah,
I can see the kids who play soccer there liking it, but maybe not so much the
Neighborhood.
neighborhood, yes.
okay. Okay, can I take a motion to extend the deadline to December 1st?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I'll
Anyone?
second it.
Robert, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Nick, you can vote today, because we've got,
Oh, really?
yes. So are you okay with the,
Yes.
okay, extending the deadline? And I think that we still have these to begin with, so maybe it would not be a bad idea to request a alternative color scheme in addition to this. I don't want to throw this out yet. Okay, does everybody, and Bill, this is?
Totally agree.
Okay. And since Mr. Meals is bailing on us, I need someone to take this over. Anybody volunteering before I point the fickle finger of fate at them? Robert, Nick? Nick?
What's the ask?
The thing is, it's just,
I looked at on my phone, I looked at the proposal she put out there.
right.
And all, and,
Well, you would just receive the proposals and, collate them for us and bring it back. And maybe help us just get the call out, redistribute it again, maybe send some emails out.
okay, well, I mean, if I have any questions, I can
Right.
ask you afterwards how to,
Yeah.
How to
it's-
handle
it's-
this?
It's not gonna be,
Not a
Bill-
heavy lift.
Yeah,
No, it's
Bill's
fine.
already got
Yeah.
everything in motion, so I think that's good. Okay, Nick, you have been unwittingly and uncooperatively volunteered. Thank you very much for taking this on. Okay. Okay. All right, now, anything else on the mural project? Okay.
Did you include the recoloring?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
No, we can retain this color scheme and ask her to submit an alternative.
The design is actually.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's just the colors maybe.
Yeah. Okay, the Safford Gateway project, Lucienne, as you know, is absent today. She did give me a final report on the Safford Gateway South, which I'd like to read into the record. At the September meeting, I am speaking in Lucienne's voice. At the September meeting, I made a motion to allow me to invite our selection committee landscape architect and a city staff member to revisit the site we had chosen and to look at other possible sites along the southern portion of Safford. PAC members graciously approved. I wrote to the selection committee member explaining the situation but did not receive a response. Facing imminent surgery, his schedule was presumably full of obligation. Absent his participation, I did not proceed further. Joan has a complete file of our actions, research, and communication threads since last fall when a water project was first suggested by Diane. There have been strong project ideas all the way, and there have been important points made to coordinate through workshops with other city committees and staff. So I think, you know, I have a big folder here that Lucy Ann dropped off with me, and I think it might be a good legacy project in her honor to continue this. I think it's a very worthwhile project, and it's encountered some roadblocks along the way, primarily with site selection. So I think we'll put it on hold, at least for this month, and I'd like to take a motion to that effect. I'm not tabling it, I'm just putting it on hold for a month, if that's acceptable. Do I hear a motion?
Just a comment, do I wait till you have your motion? or-
Yes.
Okay,
You make the motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion.
Yeah, I thought we had a little bit of discussion about this, that there were going to be some things done at the northern point of the trail by the city, so we needed to wait until that gelled a little bit further.
That's exactly why I wanted to.
Right, and I just think we need to clarify that with the project as we table it, that we're waiting for some of that to mature. And also, there was some discussion about with the Manatee Village and the renovations there, that there was some interest by the, you know, the ownership.
Developer, yeah.
Developer to do some, yes, some things there at that corner in the back of that property. So that's another opportunity where I think, you know, you just make a note of that as this project kind of simmers in the background, that there are two potential, you know, opportunities there to move it forward down the road as the time seems appropriate.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion, a second, a discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. We'll just put it, we'll keep it on the agenda, and we'll put it on a hold until next month. The Glenna Goodacre Storytime Bench. Nick, I know you had surgery. Did you have a chance?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I went
great.
down there and took a look at the benches, yeah, are teak. And my understanding is that installation was originally an indoor installation, and it was placed outside. And really, I mean, the wood looks in good order, except on the top where the weather hits it. I don't know if any of y'all have had a chance to
Yes.
see it.
Yeah.
And all, I mean, and so the options are really, there's no magic solution, you know, just like every boat owner and everyone else, if you want teak, you're gonna have to maintain it. And it doesn't really need to be, the whole bench doesn't need to be done every single time, but every so often, someone would have to go there, sand it, prep it, apply the, you know, the varnish on there and the sealer. And so the only option would be to switch, I thought maybe a stone bench or, you know, something, another material. I wouldn't go with any kind of metal, you know, aluminum oxidizes, you know, steel
Right.
rusts, you know, depends what you're trying to achieve, and I don't know, you know, as far as the aesthetic value of going in with some sort of metal. So, I mean, I was thinking a stone bench, you know, cast concrete is fine. I
Right.
thought I saw somewhere, someone had mentioned polished concrete.
Right, yeah, I'd seen some
And,
polished concrete.
And all,
in
yeah,
other
and you can get all kinds of finishes and colors and effects, you know, that you want. But, yeah, as far as that wood bench, I mean, you either leave it alone, I mean, you know, the way it
Right.
is, and just, you know, however long, every 6 months, you know, somebody does it. It's not that daunting to do. It'll look pretty nice, feathered in and done. It's not like you need to send the bench away,
Right,
for months at a time to come back and
Right.
in a matter of months, it'd be right back to where we
Right.
started, so,
so what would your recommendation be?
yeah.
To keep refinishing it or to
see-
replace it?
See, I don't know if that's my call as far as, to replace it, with a stone bench, or how much effort, will go into, perhaps we should try the maintenance route first and all,
Good idea.
and see how much is involved. If it's just a couple hours every 6 months or something, okay,
Right.
it seems like that's a fair trade-off.
Right, is there any particular expertise that would be involved in, like you said, a light sanding and revarnishing, so?
Yeah, see, now, metal's my strong suit,
Right.
not wood, and all, but, in Tarpon Springs, I assure you, we have an army of people who are familiar with woods and outdoor environment, and teak and all.
Right.
I think did that sculpture call for a teak bench?
It was provided with that
Was
bench, but as
provided
Nick
with-
pointed out, we found out well after the fact that both the Naiads and Storytime, the Glen of Good Acres, were meant to be displayed indoors.
Okay, so, could the artist be re-engaged and say,
Unless you can pray
oh,
very
okay,
fervently.
Okay. Well, then, it's story time. It's a mother and child reading a book. It
Right.
doesn't matter what kind of bench it's on. I mean,
Exactly.
you could go up here to to Home Depot
Hmm.
and buy a concrete bench for $150
Right,
and put it on top of that. You could bolt it onto it and it'd be there, and I don't think anybody'd know the difference. That goes against the cost of permanently and perennially redoing the bright work,
Right.
which is not a fun task, really. I mean, it just keeps getting, I remember when I had a boat with bright work on it, the going layer was 12 layers with sanding in between.
Sure. A lot of times, people will opt for just using teak oil.
Yeah.
On teak, keeping it cleaned, and
Yeah.
then and applying teak
just
oil,
have to
which is
do
what I
that a
used to do
lot,
on my
yeah.
boat, on my teak, and all, but, that's.
They do make an epoxy that impregnates it, but that's for more rotted wood and stuff.
Right, right.
The oil's probably
Right.
the best.
Yeah, I was just going to suggest, rather than going out to bid or anything, looking for somebody to do maintenance, perhaps we could ask Public Works, because they do have this kind of expertise. They do all the maintenance on the 42 million bucks worth of city buildings, and they have people who go around painting and varnishing and repairing and generally looking after all of that stuff. Perhaps we could ask them if they'd like to put it on their list.
okay.
Just
Bill?
another question
Sure.
over here, and again, this may be very silly, but, that's a really busy intersection, and sometimes I question the value of that, at that location. Is there a better place, library, where your story time, you've got the library, since it is actually created for indoor use, is there a potential relocation of that might make more sense and make it less of an issue
Right.
with the weathering?
Well, the location was chosen because that building was the original Tarpon Springs Library.
Okay.
That was the tie-in. But since we have the library director here, would you like to weigh in on this?
Well,
Karen?
yeah, the cultural center was the original city hall, and there was a room on the second floor that was the library back in 1916. I think that location was also chosen because it's a little bit more visible, being on the corner of Lemon and Alt 19. But,
It's
I mean, it
tucked
would
in
be up
behind, I
to
think,
the,
a traffic box and a couple of things, so it is, you know.
Yeah, there is
it's
a lot of-
lot of things going on right there, so that was the only reason I threw that out as a
Right.
potential question.
Yeah, it's not your typical drive-by sculpture. You know, it doesn't really pull your eye to it.
Right.
Sure, but, I was gonna say, my intent when I was saying as far as somebody spending a few hours was that it would be Public Works, the city, you know, with their crew just going out there, you know, and spending, you know, a few hours, you know, doing it, not to bring in an outside contractor at greater expense. Yeah, I figured, you know, we have some really talented people that would, you know, be able
Well,
to do that.
we could check with them, and I'm sure, I'll make a note so I can talk to Diane and she could work with you. But I do know they are kind of stretched thin, so we'd have to see what their availability might be because.
Right. Okay, Nick, would you like to make a motion that our first order of business would be going, you know, trying to do the restoration of the existing bench?
Okay, I make a motion that we try and restore the existing bench.
Right, do I get a second on that?
Second.
Second, Robert? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thanks, Nick. Thank you for looking into that. So we'll try that first. And we'll make an inquiry with Public Works, and if they are stretched, you know, maybe we can, you know, it's both Nick, Robert, and Graham, and you pointed out, there's a lot of people in town that work on, you know, teak on boats, so there's gotta be somebody out there that would, you know.
Yeah, we can check. I'm just not sure, so we can see
Right.
what their availability would be.
Okay, so, yeah, but our first option is to attempt restoration, and then failing that, we'll revisit it, you know, maybe in a month or two and see whether, you know, replacing it, you know, we'll send Robert to Home Depot or Lowe's and he'll let him have at it.
Well, they come in three pieces, a pedestal, and a slab.
Slab, right?
I was gonna say, or other rock vendor.
Okay,
Yeah, because also I don't know if you would need anyone special. I can't remember exactly where the statue sits on the bench, and if you would be getting close to the statue and have to be careful not to, you know.
Yeah, but actually, the only part that really needs attention is just the very top of the bench, you know, where it goes around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, everything else is pretty much, that's the only place where it gets weathered. It
Okay.
seems to be.
Yeah.
right, and I think, you know, I mean, if I were doing it and I'm a clumsy klutz, would be to cover the
Yeah,
statue.
canvas it, yeah,
Right.
covered with tarps and all.
Okay,
and
yeah,
just-
well,
Yeah,
we can check. Thanks.
okay. Megan, do we have our budget update and developer contributions?
No new permits have been issued.
Okay,
Per Pat McNeese. The current balance, as of September 30th, 2022, is $184,829. It did go down because Stephen Oliver and Elizabeth Indianos
Right.
payments have gone through.
okay. Thank you very much. We have to rob a bank soon. CRA mural project, I guess that we haven't had any submissions through that. Okay, this is a biggie. Our ordinance edits review. I met with Mayor Vaticiotis, City Manager LaCouris, and Paul Smith about the changes to the public art ordinance. These changes were subsequently reviewed by staff, and the final edits are in the handout in your package. Okay? I would like to entertain a motion to accept the edits and a second, and then we can have a discussion. Do I hear a motion?
I move to accept the edits that we've been provided.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, now, discussion. Okay, when I received this, I did ask some questions, so, possibly, I could go through that quickly. Please note, this is double-sided. And if you go to page 2, in the middle of the page on the right, I asked for a reason for deletion of this. And it's a term that's not used and has no force or meaning, that's why it was deleted. Okay, on page 5, I'll go back, we can go back and revisit this in more detail, but I just wanted to go through these answers. Okay, page 5. Again, my handwritten comment deleted, reworded. Okay, and it said agreed, it's in section 291, paragraph C. So that was something that, okay. Page 6, I guess these are addressing my handwritten notes in red. I added, and conducted using Robert's Rules of Order. It said you can put this if you want to, but recommend putting procedural things in rules of procedure. They're adopted by your committee and must be followed if you want to change procedure. It's much easier, cheaper, and more efficient to change rules of procedure than it is to add this to the ordinance.
I agree.
Okay. All right, and an explanation of that was also, this was to try to address the committee's desire for a local artist, but it can come out if you want. If you want it as a point criterion, they need to provide you with information.
Sorry.
Okay. It's page 7.
Oh, I see. So what they're saying there is that we can require artists to submit residency or where they work information, but we can't openly say we're going to prefer local artists, even if we do?
Right.
Okay. I love politics.
Exactly. Okay, page 7. The original discussion I had with Mark and Paul was 35 miles an hour, as this is the most common local speed limit in Tarpon Springs, and the answer was yes, this is fine. Forward Pinellas has started a cultural corridor project involving all the communities down to Clearwater to create a unified theme around the history and look of the corridor. That project is stalled. If you want to stick with 35 miles per hour, there's no problem. So that's up to you folks. I think 35 miles an hour works. Bill, do you have any feelings about that?
Yeah, that's fine. Splitting hairs, really.
Exactly.
So either 35 or 40, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't care which one.
Either
As long,
one.
as long as it's,
Yeah, not,
below
70.
the
Right.
US 19 speed
Yeah.
limit, I don't care.
Precisely. Robert?
That's, yeah,
Nick? Okay, so that's good. Okay, so that goes, okay. And the next one is page 10. Okay, I had a question mark by artist residency. The response was, this is in the current ordinance, and not being an art person, I don't know what these are. Renee said they may be artist in residence, there might be fees associated with sponsoring this, study fees, space rental, et cetera. If this is what you all think it means and you want to leave it in, go ahead. It doesn't mean you have to use the money for that, just that you can if you want to.
Artist residency fees.
Yes, I don't think it's anything we've ever encountered, that's why the little red question mark.
So, asking our local artist, have you ever been paid an artist residency fee, Robert?
yeah, so I get hotels paid, and I get per diems. So that does exist. I mean, you know, institutions do that, yeah. So I guess a hotel paying somebody to stay here, if you get somebody from out of state, or out, you know, you are going to probably contractually have to put them up.
So I don't have to put them in my house?
No.
So, yeah, it should stay in there, yes.
Okay. Thank you. Again, it was just a query. Okay, now let's go back to the beginning. And as you could see, all of the changes are in the boxes on the right. If it's got a red check next to it, it means that I went over it and approved it. So if you want to take a minute to look at this. Sometimes it's just a change of wording to make things uniform with other ordinances, and a lot, as you can see too, a lot of it is formatting. On page 2, that bracket means just the numbers are to be resequenced because number 12 was deleted. I think some of the more telling points are highlighted, the text is highlighted in yellow, if that's of any help. Let me know when you reach page 8. That's kind of the. Okay, Bill, you're there? I'm there, because I've been going over this for months. Graham, looks like you're there.
I'm there.
Yes.
You're there, Nick?
Page 8, yeah.
Okay. All right. Basically, what was done here was, it was made uniform to $1 million and 1%. We had wanted to change to lower the benchmark, but the counteroffer from the city was that since the number of likely projects being approved by the city seems to be decreasing, that we would project projects with a attending budget that would be presented with our annual report to the Board of Commissioners, which was moved up from the end of May to early June to an April date to allow us to request funds from the city budget to supplement whatever work we wanted to do. To me, it seemed like a good trade-off, because we would have known available funds. Obviously, this is within the city's ability to write the check. But, you know, it's, this kind of makes it a little more uniform, and, you know, as I said, we would have a guaranteed source of funds rather than being strictly limited to the fee placed on development projects. Also, we tightened up the requirements for developer art projects. And they must be located on city property, and everything must be approved by us before an artist is contracted under this ordinance.
May be located on city property.
Yes, but we have to approve it.
Yeah. Or county property, or state property, or it's public.
Both the artwork and its location shall be approved by the Public Art Committee.
Right, right, but the artwork may be located on private or public property, subject to the following.
Right, so there are provisos. So, I mean, if somebody has an absolutely wonderful work and a wonderful location, and everybody likes it, and we approve it, then it may be located there. When I was working for Dr. Lawyer, I knew the power of the word may.
No, I was just thinking that if it's county property, you know, such as on the trail,
Right.
then, you know, good luck. Doesn't matter how much you approve it, it's up to them.
Right. Right, well, I guess what this whole section does is put in place a series of approvals. So, you know, it's, you know, it's sort of a guarantee that, you know, nothing untoward will, you know, be built or placed or. Bill, do you have any comments or questions about any of that?
No, I think it covered a lot of the things that we were looking for help keeping it off of the 19 corridor.
Yeah, that was the primary concern. Nick,
Yes.
do you have any comments or thoughts, or?
No, this seems to cover
Okay, Robert?
all the bases.
Nope, it solves that one issue, and as, like Bill said, with keeping art off of the 19 corridor.
Exactly. Graham?
No, I like it. I think
Okay.
it's fine.
Okay, and then, we'll keep going. Well, the artist residency question, I guess we'll leave it in because it's something that may be invoked if it
Asked and
comes up.
answered.
Okay, and, I think all the other changes are, again, you know, recommended by, you know, staff or other knowledgeable people, so, we do have a quorum. Oh, I'm sorry, Graham?
Am I to understand that the change on page 11 for paragraph 301, section G, removes the requirement for bonds that are put up for a vote or referendum or by the Board of Commissioners to include public art as a category of expenditure related to the capital improvements?
Yeah,
That's just removed.
well, this was, I think it was reworded. All language for bonds approved by, they just changed the wording around. Instead of voter approved and council approved, they changed it to voter referendum.
Oh, I see, yes, okay, all right.
They just shuffled the word order for clarity, I believe.
Okay, I've got it now.
Okay?
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether the entire thing had been deleted or not.
No, it was deleted and reworded, so, but thanks for
okay.
bringing that up. Okay, if we do have a quorum, if everyone is happy with this, I'd like to entertain a motion to forward, Graham, yes?
One more thing, under the ownership of artwork, I do agree with the staff comment that we should retain the term all instead of existing in paragraphs A and C.
Okay,
I think that definitely makes it clearer.
okay. Okay,
But other than that,
Mrs. Lincoln?
yes.
Okay. Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion to accept Article 17, the Public Art Program Ordinance, to be submitted as revised to the Board of Commissioners for further review and hopefully approval.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, thank you, Bill. Can I get a second?
Sure, I'll second.
Nick? Okay, on this,
To include the changes that we've just
yeah,
made.
the revision, yeah, all the
No,
revised, yeah.
all of the revisions,
Yes.
not just the ones written down here, but the ones that we just added.
Yes,
Okay.
okay.
As long as I
Megan,
understand
would you
it.
call the roll on this one, please?
Motion to accept Article 17, the Public Art Program Art Ordinance, to be submitted as revised to the Board of Commissioners for further review and approval. Oh, sorry.
That's all right, we have we do
Mr.
have a
Mills?
motion by Bill and a second by Graham, so you call the roll
No,
for a
that
vote.
Me.
It was
Oh, but Nick, sorry,
by Nick.
thank you.
I just wondered if you changed your name, sir.
No, you jumped in at the last time, so you were on the top of my mind.
Sorry.
Mr. Mills,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Mr. Stackhouse,
Yes.
Mr. Toth,
Yes.
Chair Jennings.
Yes. Okay, unanimous. Okay, new business. We have to appoint a PAC member to present at the monthly Technical Review Committee, the TRC meetings on behalf of the committee. Unless someone else wants to take this on, I thought that I would do it temporarily until we get our full membership back up to snuff. But if any of you feel strongly about doing it, I would love to have someone volunteer.
I move that the chair of the committee be the PAC member to present at the monthly technical review committee until further notice.
Do I hear a second? I'll get you for this, Graham. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any disagreements? Yes, no. Okay. All right, let's go back to our image selection.
Can I have one, since this is new business, can I have just one statement to make, or should I wait till committee remarks?
Committee remarks, if you would be so kind, Robert. Okay. I'd really like to get these images sorted out. Okay. You want to take this on, Graham, since this is your
Sure.
child?
2A or 2D?
Okay. Oops.
We quoting Shakespeare now?
No,
Good one, Robert, I like that.
but thank you for the levity. It's much needed in this process.
Right.
Let me tell you, this was just excruciating. I will never do it again. We need to choose between image 2A and 2D.
And so
Okay, image 2A and 2B.
placed one of my sheets.
It's hard for me to see 2A, what is,
2A and 2B.
D,
D.
yeah,
2A
D
and
delta.
2A and 2D. 2A is, okay. And
Oh,
2D, okay.
so what,
I'm sorry,
Okay,
folks.
well, I know which one I would pick.
Yes, and I know which one I would pick because I already picked it.
Yeah, okay. I probably did too, let me see.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Here it is, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
so
you
we
and-
have
You and
to,
Lucianne, the artist, picked A, and the others picked D, so I guess it's Bill and Nick to choose.
Oh, so I need to go, okay, and pick between A and D?
Yeah,
Yes,
2A and 2D.
it's so tough with this thumbnail to
yeah, it
get a
is.
sense, but
2A looks like palm fronds, and 2D is the door of a sponge.
I would probably go with 2D.
Nick?
Oh, I just wrote it here. Oh, I chose 2D.
Okay,
Okay, well, 2D it is then.
okay.
And then it's 11B and 11D. 11B and 11D. 11B is the multiple boats sailing, and 11D is the single boat sailing.
Yeah, I picked 11B originally.
I would go B.
Nick?
Oh, 11B,
Just the size alone.
the multiple.
It's gonna be-
Yeah, I think it would show up better in the
Robert,
boxes.
you
They're
didn't
very
pick one
similar.
of the 11s. Would you either have 11B or 11D?
Hmm, 11B for me.
Okay.
Okay. 11B it is.
The other one wouldn't fit.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's,
It just doesn't work.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, 12B and 12C. Single girl and her shadow on the beach, or the young boy on the surfboard.
What was the first number?
12B,
Or
Bravo, and, or 12C, Charlie.
Oh,
I picked both of them.
12B and 12C. Okay, I'm having trouble here. Where is it?
Could we put that in advance? It seemed that a few of us picked both of those.
Well, I only picked one of them because I knew.
Okay,
And Robert didn't pick either of them.
I didn't pick it. Yeah.
yeah,
And Lucianne didn't pick either of them.
okay. Well, I think my preference would be 12B.
I'd go for B.
Nick? B or C?
it's almost a toss-up here.
B or C? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just trying to think what would look best in the box up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
just
think
remember, we're not
B-
the Smithsonian.
Yeah, yeah. I think 12B.
Okay.
would Show it better.
Yeah, 12B then. Uh,
Okay,
here's-
now here's the real dingy.
Here's a real dinger, yes. 16, A, C, D, F, G, or J.
16A?
16A, yeah, just pick one of the 16s.
Oh, I like 16A.
That's the one I picked also.
Strangely enough, that was,
Oh, no, I didn't. I picked, okay.
Which of the 16s?
Which of the 16s do you like? We've got a couple of A's. I like A.
A's fine.
Yeah, okay.
I also like G, but
G was another one, but
Yeah, we're gonna have to double up on somebody, so maybe we'll,
yeah,
okay, yeah, all right, G,
16A then.
16A, and do you want to do G as well?
No?
Not yet, okay. 16A, okay.
And the next one is 24J or 24K. Oh, yeah, the picture of the Sponge Warehouse or the Craig Park view across from the, whatever that thing is called, the jetty.
24K.
Yeah.
That's the,
Yeah,
yeah, that's an important part of St.,
yeah, we
Right,
don't,
that's-
it's the
yeah.
only one that we've got like
Yeah.
that, and I
Right.
think it's nice. Bill?
yeah, it's fine.
24.
24K.
24K.
I mean, going with, we wanted things that really sort of celebrated the docks in a way, or
Right,
the heritage of the docks and,
What inspires me about Tarpon Springs is what the theme was. And we already had a Sponge Warehouse
Yeah,
one that was
yeah.
selected, so
right,
it fits that we have a 24K there.
right.
27A and B, same page. The two
I had
scrubby
selected,
pines on the beachscape.
I had selected B.
I think B will translate better up on
it'll
that
show
art
up
box.
better, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, 27B it is. 37, A, D, or F. Pink,
think-
blue, or ocean?
A, D, or.
I think I picked A.
B or F? Is
A,
that-
D, or F? D, delta.
Oh, A, D.
I like A better.
Yeah, I like A.
I think 37D would look weird in the light box, so I like that.
I think it'd look very weird in the light box. In fact, you wouldn't be able to see it during the day at all, but I think it'd look great at night.
Right, right,
Yeah,
I think A, yeah. that's
but,
A.
A,
Over F.
37A then? Okay. And do you want 41A or 42B?
Where are we?
Next page, yes, top left-hand corner, the two fishy ones. You can have one or the
I
other.
like both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I, but, you know,
Yeah.
such is life.
Oh, here they are, fishy ones.
I think B has a little more interest to it.
Yeah, I'm for B also.
Yeah, I like B, that's the first one I picked.
So it'll be 42B, as opposed to either of the numbers written down there. 47B or E, the collection of birds or the owl?
Oh, I like B.
I like the owl.
I love the owl.
Who?
Sure.
We got three owls,
I can go with an L.
Okay, I'm overruled. Okay, the owl.
47E.
I just like the other one because it was a little more,
Yeah, it's colorful. but,
Interpretive.
you know.
okay.
48B or C. It's over the page. Oh, okay, so we have the reflecting bird or the smoky bird.
Kind of like the
Impressionistic.
smoky bird,
Let's see.
yeah. C for me as well.
It's fine.
C?
Yeah, it might look interesting up there, the way it's
Okay.
impressionistic.
Yeah,
Now, 53, A, B, or E? 53, looking up at the boat, the kingfisher, or the fishing boat coming home surrounded by birds?
I like the A, looking up at the boat.
I like the A.
That's fine.
Yeah, that'll look good in the box.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
54, A, C, D, or F?
I like A.
These are all the same artists?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all photographs, I guess. They did some manipulation on D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like A.
Yeah, A.
Yeah, me too. I like A a lot. And finally, 57A or 57C. So
Oh, that's a
you
tough.
want the, yeah, that's tough. It's like everybody wanted to pick both of them. Yeah. And in fact, there's because we're one short, as far as I'm concerned, there's absolutely nothing wrong with picking both of them,
Okay, let's,
I agree
57A
with
and
that, 'cause I like that,
57C.
'cause
Yeah.
yes, okay.
Perfect.
Okay, we're
Okay,
done, folks.
let me count them.
Let you count the ways. I must say, we had some good entries, although I think Biba had an issue with some of them.
$40. How
Bingo.
about that? Bingo.
Okay,
So,
I guess the next step is for you to
I w-
contact des artistes.
well, no, I mean, the next step is to put that list together that we just compiled,
Correct.
send it to Diane so that she can send it back to you for confirmation.
Do you think that's necessary?
No.
I just want, no, I don't think so.
I'll send it
I
to
trust you
Diane.
implicitly.
I'll send it to Diane, and ask her how she wants to contact, how she wants the artist to be contacted.
Okay, I believe we have a form email from last time. Megan, can you check on that? Because
Yes.
what we need now is a 1 meg or better file. So we have the
Yeah.
the good
What
enough quality.
What are we gonna do if they can't provide it? It's actually the dots per inch that count rather than the size of the file.
Well, the
so-
thing is, I'm the one that batch processes them for the boxes because I have an action already programmed because it needs a certain bleed around the edges where the frame of the box covers the vinyl. So I've got that all worked out, and all I do is I get all of the images, make sure they're oriented correctly, and click, and then it just processes them all as 30 by 30s. So if anything, you
30
have
by
to,
30?
yeah, that's the size of the box.
Okay.
So 30 by 30 at 300 DPI, and if any of them look funky, then you'll hear about it. Then you have to go back to the artist and get a better image.
Okay,
So
that
if
will
that
be done.
makes, okay.
That makes absolute sense.
Gad, where did I slip up?
I don't know, but try not to do it again.
Okay, I'll work at it. Robert, you had a comment?
Yeah, it's just, the comment is more of kind of an announcement that, it's sort of in lieu of what's, some of the issues or things that, people are leaving the committee. I'm going to be having a series of operations for the next almost year.
Oh, Robert, I'm sorry.
So whether I can stay on or not, I don't know. I'm sort of the replacement for David, and David's term was coming up,
Right,
I think same time as everybody else's. So I am still not sure,
Okay.
why I'm doing that. And that's why I'm not committing myself to anything.
okay.
Because it's going to be extensive rehab and stuff like that, that I'm already going through right now.
Right, right.
So whether I could put my time into this and to do what I need to do in my studio, it's,
Right.
so I haven't made my decision yet, but
Okay,
I'm thinking that way, and I thought it would be fair to everybody now to mention that,
okay,
that, there's gonna be a major turnover here in a way,
yeah,
so.
yeah. Well, I
Well,
hope everything goes well, and it would be, I think, wonderful if you could just stay on until you know for sure, and that'll give us a
Yeah,
little
that's sort of what
time
I'm planning. I didn't
Good,
plan.
excellent.
I am gonna be missing December
Right.
completely, I know that for sure.
to- Right,
And possibly January might be.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I have to go through one, and then I have to then turn around and go through another one.
okay,
And so it probably, all told, maybe 8 months or 9 months of not counting on my being able to
Yeah.
be here and or to do a lot. I mean, whether I could just be here and, offer my snarky opinions and stuff.
that would be delightful, we'll miss your snarky opinions.
Yeah. Well, I won't say break a leg, but I will say good luck.
Don't do that.
Right, okay. Any other committee? Again, Bill, we will miss you. You've made some wonderful contributions to the city's public art. And, if you ever decide to rethink this or know of anybody that maybe you could stick your wife with it. And if you ever get angry at her, there's a,
Send her off.
you go join the public art committee, that'll fix you. Okay. So really, I mean, if you do know anybody that, meets the qualifications that are outlined in the ordinance, please encourage them to put an application in. Graham, I know you're,
It's graduation day
Right.
for the Citizens Academy. And I will certainly bring it up with the 25 or so people that are going to be there tonight. They've learned a lot about the city. You've been through it, you know.
Yeah, I was just saying, who's catering it tonight?
I have no idea.
JoJo's.
JoJo's?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm coming to take the graduation picture.
It's been a wonderful experience. And some of those people have been wondering what they can do next. So I'll certainly suggest it.
That's a major recruiting place.
Yes,
That's something of the point of it all.
yes.
Is to so equate people with the mechanisms of how the city runs, that they will get involved in the committees. And anybody who hasn't done it, I strongly advise them to do it. It's really a very, very valuable and enjoyable experience. And one of the little perks is that all the local restaurants will contribute dinners for each one of the classes. So not only do you get to, meet all the city staff and find out what they do, you get to, eat some great food from local restaurants.
You
So,
also get to hold a fire hose and shoot it.
yes. Boys will be boys, Robert. Okay. Carrie, do you have any comments?
Oh, if I'm allowed, I'll just make an announcement. Our Friends of the Library annual meeting is going to be held at the library this year for our 25th anniversary. It's October 23rd, and the featured speaker is Christopher Still. He'll be showing the film of the new beautiful and historic Tarpon Springs now at the hospital.
Right.
If you're interested, you can RSVP to friendsoftslibrary@gmail by October 19th.
Okay.
Oh, and then we're also having, our photography contest was extended, our 25th anniversary photography contest. It's for adults, children, and teens, and it's going on throughout October to November 8th.
Okay, great. Maybe they'll be interested in submitting things for the next round of the art boxes.
Yeah, on our table advertising the photography, we had the illuminated art boxes information there as
Yeah.
well.
Hey, we can enter that one.
Yes, you can,
Yeah.
but you can't be accepted. So submit away. Okay. I have a new role at the Lipa Ratner, at least temporarily. I'm the acting chair of the Collections Committee, so that should prove to be interesting. So if anybody wants to clean their closet out and have some old masters hanging out, give me a call. Okay, Megan, do you have anything?
On behalf of Diane, Bill, thank you for all of your work on the committee. She was sorry that she couldn't be here to say that personally. Tarpon Arts performances this weekend, Still Collins on Saturday evening at 7 p.m. at the Performing Arts Center. And Sunday will be Flip Flop Opera featuring Verde at 2 p.m. on Sunday, the October 16th.
Right. They're such fun. I have to buy my ticket.
There's only 6 tickets left, so
Okay.
get on
Better
it.
hurry up. Okay. All right. It is 3:14 and 3:15, and the meeting is adjourned. Our next meeting is Wednesday, November 9th at 2 p.m. here in the City Hall second floor media room again. Thank you all, and I also wanted to give a special thank you to Lucy Antu for all of her service and contributions. So, anyway, we will soldier on. Thank you all very much.